The year of 2012, the month of March, the 5th of day. And this is Day 9 Daily number 427, where ordinarily we learn to be a better gamer, but it's Monday. So it's time to dick around. I'm delighted to say that I'm having an incredibly hard time focusing on the entire show I'm about to do because right now, Team Liquid is up 4-2 against FXO in the Team Arena Challenge. Go Liquid! Liquid! Yeah! I'm incredibly biased. I just spoilered if you're watching it, on the archive. But still, go Ret! Ret played the sickest game against Gumiho ever. It was actually the sickest thing of all time. Now, I would like to say that as a professional caster that sprays saliva, I almost never say this is the best game I've ever seen. I almost never say that. I've said it every now and again on a Funday Monday or so, and those were all true. But StarCraft 2 is getting monotonically more kick-ass over time, and Merriam-Webster is having several nerds right now looking up monotonically. And the game that Liquid Rep played with Gumiho was table-flippingly good, except I'd rather not do that because I have a show to do. Today is Funday Monday, the Counterattack Funday Monday, and I actually just said the topic. Yeah, it's the Counterattack Funday Monday. You have two options before you. You may either counterattack or you may defend. That's it. There's a huge army in the middle. You cannot engage it directly. You may only go around. There were several people who thought that counterattacking meant that after someone attacks you, you attack them. Which I guess would just be kind of like a normal game. And I actually guess that's kind of like also a counterattack. That's fine. That's a pretty normal use for it. And that's not what I meant, and you just kind of had to be psychic to know that. So I apologize for any of you who weren't psychic. But that's fine. In part one, what we're actually going to do is we're going to admire people who think around counterattacking. Of course, parts 2 and 3 will have the absolutely insane and bejugular games. But part 1 I want to devote to the brilliance of a fellow named Troggles, who will be introing us today. And for any of you who did not know how bejugular is spelled, it is B-J-U-E-J-E-U-L-E-R. Bejugular. Let's go ahead and look at Troggles. Hey, anyone playing the Day 9 drinking game? What do you do if Day 9 enabled the sound before the game and is just showing it up on screen? I don't know. You kind of were like, and I like that. I like that sort of indecision. It's exactly what you have to do when you're being a counterattacking player. Troggles, you are our man. You are the man. Spawning here at the bottom left. GLH Funday. You too from Rakuoha. Fantastic. Looks like Rakuoha is going to be doing something fairly standard. Walling in. Aha. How lovely. Let's go ahead and times 8 it. There we go. Feels like 9 days since I've played a Terran. You know what's really funny? I don't know if any of you have ever had this experience where you're in high school or something like that and you're doing something where, do I even have any? I was going to do an example with a notebook, but I actually haven't used paper because that's analog technology. I use PDFs or email or Google Docs. But anyways, you have one of those analog technologies like a notebook, and you have it open, you have it in your lap, and in between there, you have like a book, right? You have your book, and it's just like open there. And you're thinking, the teacher doesn't know. The teacher has no idea. I'm such a badass. But of course what happens is that when you stand at the front of the class, like maybe to blow your nose or something like that, or maybe you went to the restroom and you came back in, when you look out, you can see everything that everyone is doing at all points in time. And then you realize that your teacher is not incompetent, your teacher is just jaded. Sees like 7 people texting in their laps, a whole bunch of other people doing homework for other classes, pretending to be taking notes. Oh yeah, I take notes in my lap with my hoodie covering my desk. That's normal for me in terms of studying. Your teacher's just like, screw it, whatever. Troggles, of course. It feels like 9 days since I've played a Terran. Oh, he's so clever. This guy, whoever this guy is, he can see right through it. You can see right the hell through it. Now, our good, lovely friend Troggles is going to be just going for a pretty standard opening. And this is already something that excites me and delights me and entices me for this particular game. He's getting the double queen, delaying the gas. This is very typical when players are getting 4 queens. But we see our lovely little Troggles actually just droning it up, getting just a single queen. And we'll be getting some geysers quite shortly. A big struggle on Entombed Valley. We have to have some sort of coverage at the front in the off chance that he goes for some sort of Hellion opening. And by off chance, it's pretty much 100% of the time, unless you're against Marine King Prime. In which case, considering you're playing a ladder game, there's pretty much only one way for him to get second place, so you don't worry too much about that. Oh, zing! I can get away with it, he just won a tournament. Does look like Troggles, the good friend, is rearranging his spine crawlers, having a little bit of spine indecision, but still doing the overall basics of a solid opening. Doing the Giraffenstein poking, that's great. There we go, wonderful, looking good, looking good. Cleans it up, has 1,200 in the bank, not so looking good, not so great, but that's fine. When you have money, expand. Oh, isn't that a rule of StarCraft 2 that you just sort of follow even though you don't want to? Oh, how much money do I have? I have 2K. I guess I'm taking 3 expansions and building 5 barracks. That's my standard timing. I've always wanted to know when do you take a gas? When I want to build a gas-heavy unit and I think, shit, I have no gas. I better take every geyser I haven't taken. That's a rule of StarCraft 2 you follow. When do you use the extra supply call down? Yeah, I know, Terrence. I know. You don't even need to say it. I know I've been there. How does that incorporate into your build order? Well, it's always around 60 supply that I completely forget to start looking at the top right because the adrenaline's giving me tunnel vision and I can't process the information properly. So around then, I start to throw down the extra supply call down. You know, it helps me free up supply until 68 food when I forget supply again. Oh, God. When do you normally forget supply? At 60 and 68 and 74 are generally my usual times to neglect depot production. Alright, so Terran's doing just something, whatever. Our Zerg buddy, Troggles, he's gonna go ahead, he's gonna make a lot of hatches, he's gonna get a lot of upgrades, he's gonna get the speed upgrade. He's looking great, but then what happens? Oh, it's the push, man. It's the push. Now, the important thing to note is right around here, we know of at least one player who would GG and leave the game. Shh. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. You said that. I didn't. I mean, we both know who I'm referring to, but I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Evil Geniuses is a wonderful and respectable organization. So, looks like we have the Terran player pushing forward. Now, we have many Banelings. That is many Banelings, yes, says the Emperor. And this is a typical traditional situation where you would want to try to flank at some angle. Terran players trying to advance forward on the creep, but of course it's Funday Monday, so what doth Troggles do? Troggles doth stomp a face on the curb. Here it comes. Oh, rum-bum-ba-da-da-da. Moving on forward. Now, if we just take a moment to look, this is actually an inherent disadvantage that you have with siege tanks. They're sieged up, they're bolted to the ground, so they can't move. Terran is immobile. Sure, he could maybe want to sprint forward with his Marines a little bit, but if he's sprinting this far forward on creep, he runs the risk of running into some of your other Banelings. In other words, what I'm doing is something very uncharacteristic for a Funday Monday, isn't it? We're engaging in the act of learning, and this is actually pretty sweet, right? This is a fantastic angle to do a counterattack. And as we can see, this is a fantastic place to corner the SCVs when there's no landed orbital command, so they have nowhere else to go. And now our Terran buddy is forced to do some sort of emergency push where he has to siege up again, thereby making him immobile. And the counter to immobility is counterattacking, and of course having a million times more stuff than he does. It looks like Terran's trying to find a safe place to land. And as it turns out, the safest place to land is on his bed with tears in his eyes, away from all things digital. Counterattacking is awesome. Now, I want to load up a second game that just, of course, I found quite titillating. Titillating, what a cool word. The best part about it is that you can use it in school and no one can actually fault you for it. Actually, that's not exactly true. You know, when you're young, again, it's that thing, like I'm going to study in my lap and my teacher will never know because I'm fucking MacGyver. He can't see. I'm a ninja. I'm Jack Bauer. I'll just have to break a neck if he sees me, which I can do because I'm 13. High schoolers, man. But another thing that you would do is you'd try to just, push a little bit. Oh, I found the book quite titillating. And that sort of thing. But one of my favorite things of all is that I went to an all-guys Jesuit high school, an all-guys Catholic high school. So, of course, that means that there are no girls there, which, of course, means that, I guess the bro-y thing, the sort of, the naughty jokes, these sorts of things were obviously paramount. So, during the entire school got in trouble. The entire school, got detention, had to stay after because we had the student council presentations. And the way it works is they bring all these students into this huge arena, not a huge arena, into the gym, right? There were bleachers. That would be cool. We'd be the first ever high school with an arena where students would battle tigers and get killed and get mauled by lions and things. But no, we went to the school gym when there were bleachers, and all the students would stand up and would do some presentation as to why they should be elected. And, the freshmen and the sophomores, it was so boring. I mean, student council meetings are never actually about anything. If I'm elected for student council, I will make sure that the candy machine will be stocked with a larger variety of candies and to make sure that the basketballs are of higher quality in the gym court. And then people would fill a thing out. But when it got to the junior year, the year that I was in at the time, there were 4 speakers, and all of them had masturbation jokes planted in them. And everyone got in trouble, and we all got detention for like a week. And it was so funny to have a kid go up there and be like, last evening I was masterfully debating alone in my room about what I should be talking about at today's student council meeting thing. Oh, it was so great. Why did I bring that up? Oh yeah, because of the word titillating. So any of you who want to do some masterful debating with any of your classrooms, that's a line you can use. Where's this other game? I have to find where it is. Ah, yes, against Kevlar. Wonderful. As we step into game number 2, again, a little bit more of an educational example. This game, I loved. All right, so for many of you, I said, you must only counterattack. We have Dead Pirate down in the bottom left, not to be confused with the Dread Pirate Roberts, which is just a name. We have Kevlar in the bottom right, who is the hero of today's daily. He is doing the counterattacking. Now, if I told you you had to counterattack, what you'd likely do is you'd do your normal build, like maybe early expand, and then you would, wait for Zerg to move down the center alleyway, and you'd go whoop and sneak along over to this top alleyway. That's a pretty typical expected response. However, upon having a completely not walled off base at all, and we see Kevlar slipping in, this is where we start to see the brilliance of what our Zergy buddy's doing. Look at this! I told him counterattack. You must counterattack. And what he's going to do is he's going to expand to the top of the map. Hopefully before his money hits 1K. Excellent. Kevlar expands to the top side of the map. Wonderful. Fantastic. Because if he's going to be counterattacking, he doesn't want to have his natural expansion and his main in the same location. He wants to have them spread out, because that will minimize his losses while maximizing his counterattacking. That's so great. Dead Pirate is going to do... he's going to explore the creative possibilities of Terran openings, the orbital command free-less opening. And it's at a point like this that it's important to this is never wrong, right? This is never this is never bad, right? See, 2 in each geyser, this is what Thorzane does. I think this is an extremely potent way to open. And as we zoom forward, we see Kevlar, yes, getting the Baneling Nest, excellent. And look at this great positioning. I loved this, having everything hang out right here. He has a spotter for his counterattacking. He's going to go ahead and do a little bit of drone injecting. This is so great. I loved it. Look, he's even building spine crawlers back here. He's ready for that counterattack. He has his Baneling Burst ready to engage. How lovely. And we see Dead Pirate starting to mass up a good amount of forces while, teching forthward. while not investing too much in gas and not spending too much gas. Sacrificing an overlord for the cause, no big deal. And some time passes. Some time continues to pass. Okay, cool. Times 8 leads us to a moment of jubilation and delight. Well, we have this expansion up here, and look at this. It's a backup pool. We got a pool over here, and we got a pool over here. And look at Kevlar. Where are you going? Well, my drones are getting out of there. Woo! Oh, and at the natural... there's a little bit of a traffic jam. The LA Ling-Bane Ling combo trying to work their way in. It looks a little bit like an 8-way intersection in Mumbai, but eventually breaks it. And the Banelings roll on in unscathed, ready to rock. The orbital command lifts, leaving the SCVs clueless. The orbital command in the air is like the hive mind, overmind dead, and all the Zerg units sitting catatonically like you in history class. And Kevlar successfully deflects. And Dead Pirate is going to try to land. He's going to eventually repair, I'd hope. But either way, look at this. Kevlar, who may only counterattack. Oh, running his drones again. That's fine. There's nothing down here. I have a second pool all the way up here at my retirement hatchery in the Hamptons. And as we can see, Kevlar says har 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 as he just pulls a bullet right through the forehead of Dead Pirate, making him double dead. Ooh. So with all his buildings in the sky and the majority of them burning, it looks like Dead Pirate ordinarily would be in a pretty... I mean, he'd be totally boned, but he wouldn't be in the worst position ever, because he would have killed off a natural and then killed off a main base. But the retirement base out here in the Hamptons is doing great. And as you know, the counter to Marauders is roaches. So Kevlar has consulted his Excel spreadsheets appropriately and knows the best way to respond. An easy peasy parcheesi Fabrizi, but of course Dead Pirate is a descendant of the lead character of Galaxy Quest. He knows never give up, never surrender, the motto of champions. He has 3 Marines. 3 Marines, he has an expansion. He's just gonna find another place to go. Nope, that's a little bit crowded. And with the power of Micro, whoopsie daisies, I think his keyboard may have not been working at the end of the game. I think it was just, there was some sort of costume malfunction involving the keyboard. But this, we now have the intro to this week's Funday Monday. We have seen that counterattacking in the case of Troggles was not bad. Well, not bad at all. It was not bad. It was pretty cool, to be honest, to see that level of counterattack could do well. And then in this game, we saw Kevlar begin with the good expanding. Ah, fantastissimo. And of course, because it's Funday Monday, I can only get excited about the brilliance of these plays so much. For we have to go on to part number 2, where we see people fuck up really bad. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break, and remember, please tell my wife I'm an orangutan. I love this photo. Be back in 2 minutes, you guys!